Hey, what's going on, everybody? Brad here from the Jurassic Park podcast. I am the host, and today we're going to be doing a watch party for the. I couldn't even get through the intro. I couldn't. I'm sorry. I messed up already. We are going to be doing a watch party for the Jurassic World Motion Comics. Now, I know this is a very interesting topic to discuss. I know many people that listen to the show will know that we are not very kind towards these motion comics. I mean, we try to do the best that we can to not like trample all over them and to just destroy them or anything. But I found a lot of issues with them, and I'm very excited, to say the least, to watch these with you guys, to see what you are all thinking. I don't feel like I've heard a ton, to be honest. I've heard some stuff here and there as far as what people think about them, whether they like them or dislike them. But overall, I feel like there hasn't been a huge community conversation about them. But I am very excited to discuss them and to watch along with you. Now, there are 4 motion comics. So if you look in the description below me, there are the 4 links for you, so you can actually watch along. I feel like my stuff is like not in the right place here. Where do I usually have all? Oh, this is over here usually. There we go. Now we're getting some. I felt like I was like not looking in the right spot. Charity, my hair is so tall. I know it's because I cut it again on the sides, but not the top. It's just straight up. J Jurassic is in here. But like I was saying, we've got 4 motion comics to watch. The links are below, so pull up those videos. I've got mine pulled up. We'll watch them in just a few minutes here. But they are very short too. So if you're thinking about, heading out now, let's see. We've got the first one is 3 minutes. Second one is 2:50. Third one is 3:33, and the fourth one is 3 minutes flat. So the first one was actually 3:02. If you want to count those extra 2 seconds. But, yeah, I mean, that's what we're looking at. So what I'm thinking is we'll watch one, and then we'll kind of discuss it real quick. We'll watch another one, then we'll discuss it, we'll watch one, and so we'll go through them. And, man, I am so interested to know what you guys think. I am very excited. But, yeah, what is going on in the chat? If you have any questions, comments, whatever it may be, let me know in the chat over there. I'm excited to read through everybody's comments because, like I said, I really want to know what you guys think. So be honest, be truthful. If you do love these things, let me know. I'd like to talk about what you like because I think there are some pretty valuable things in these comics. So I've got my coffee here. It's definitely coffee. So we'll say it's definitely coffee that I need to get me through these. And yeah, so what's going on in the chats? We got Corey is here. Hey, Corey. Happy birthday, dude. Everybody give a big happy birthday to Corey. It is his birthday today. I would sing happy birthday, but I don't know, am I going to get like a copyright? I don't know. I'm not sure. That song's real old, but I don't know. Happy birthday. That's it. That's all I'm going to sing. You can tell it's definitely just coffee in this mug. So we've got Jurassic Souls here. What's going on? Forever Malone, Blake Hendricks, Charity, like I said before, Jurassic Souls. Did I say that already? Michael is here. What's going on, Mike? Genozoic Artist. We've got, let's see. Ryson is here. How's it going? J Park Lover is back. And Jay, I'm glad you're here, man. I'm excited to know what you think about these shorts. And I'm actually interested. Has everybody seen them? Have you all seen these motion comics? Um, I mean, I know they've got. Let's see what kind of views they have. First one has 984K. Second one has a huge drop off, and I wonder why. Has 177. Oh, okay. Well, maybe that meant nothing at all, because the third one has 1 million, and then the fourth one has 259. So I don't know what happened here. What was it that made them be so drastically different in their numbers there? That is interesting. But yeah, so happy birthday, Corey. Everybody's shouting it out. Awesome. Hope you had a good day, dude. It's kind of interesting to have to do this during a quarantine. My wife had her birthday the other day, so we just, stayed home. And then we had Mother's Day, and that was pretty much the same. So, yeah. Michael says, petition for Brad to cosplay as Lowry for Halloween this year. Should I do it? Happy birthday's copyrighted. There we go. Is Aaron here? Jay, Aaron is like, I don't know what's going on. He's probably off playing Animal Crossing. Not that that's like too much of a dig, because if I wasn't here, I'd be doing the same thing. But yeah, Aaron, he like literally did not want to come here to talk about this. And I understand why, because they're not that great. But I think as a whole, we can collectively come up with some good ideas and take away what we want from these comics. And like most things, we don't really know what's fully canon, soft canon, whatever that means, kind of canon. I don't know. But I don't know what this is, but it's online and it's official and it's, it's on the main page. So who knows? But yeah, if anybody wants to shout out Aaron right now, go hit him up and tell him to get over here right now and bring his coffee, because he's going to need it. Jared says, seen all of them, and I know one of the voices from the third one too. I think we all do. I think we all know one of those voices. Yeah, Genozoic Artist points out that Aaron said, every click is supporting this comic. Fair. So after this live stream, guys, after this watch party, those numbers are going to skyrocket. I'm trying to play fair here, so as you say. But yeah, it is a click for the motion comics, and that's not a bad thing. I think we should be watching these things. We should be supporting them. Despite the quality, we should definitely check them out and support expanded material, because it is more Jurassic. No matter what you think about it, it is more Jurassic, and that's a good thing. That I think is very good. And I wondered, I actually quickly looked at one of my reviews, because I wrote up 3 out of 4 reviews for the website. Never got around to the 5th one, I just read Jay's comment there, but the 4th one, I never got to the 4th. There's the number. That's the one I was looking for. 4th one, and and I don't know why. I just stopped. Maybe I was angry. But what was I talking about? Oh, I don't know. I think that just the fact that these are, it's good to support, stuff like this. Whether we think it's canon or not, it's always good material. And, oh yeah, what I was saying was I went back too far in my head, so I didn't know where I was. But this is all over the place, guys. This is wild, right? I said this was going to be wild. Share this around. Show everybody how much of a fool I am making of myself. So yeah, what I was saying was I read my review, and one of my reviews said that, like, why was this released now? Why was this released at all? And we have no answer for that, really. I don't know. I don't really know what the point of them was, because there was not a lot of fanfare or anything like that. Yeah, I'm not really sure. And it was released like a year after Fallen Kingdom around about time frame there. So I don't really know what the point of them was. If these were released, well, it's hard to even say that, because it would have had to still, I guess, be released after Battle at Big Rock, because it does kind of tie into that. We'll get into all that. It's going to be a weird mess conversation. So I guess Tal's here. I saw Dinosaur Artist said, "Hey, Tal." Where is he? I don't even see that he popped. Oh, there it is. I'm late, but I'm here. Good morning, Tal. Hope you're doing good. But yeah, we haven't started yet. So I guess why don't we go ahead and pull up our, how long have we been going? Where's the time? Where do I usually see the time for this thing? Oh, up there. 13 minutes. So yeah, let's do it. Let's go ahead and pull up the first motion comic. This one is called A Rising Tide. So these are all straight from the Jurassic World YouTube channel. So yeah, like I've said before in all the other watch parties, we're going to go ahead and count down 3, 2, 1. I'm not getting this finger thing down today. I don't know which one's which. 3, 2, 1, and then play. So when I say play, hit play, and we'll talk through these 3-minute shorts. I guess I should put these over my tall hair. Hopefully this is working. Let's see. Yep, they're working. Okay, cool. All right, so are you guys ready? Are you ready to watch A Rising Tide, comic number 1? Of this motion comic 4-part series. Got a bunch of you in here. Caleb. Caleb, stop it, man. This is coffee, man. It's definitely. Yeah. So let's do it. No. So I want to go back here. Tame the Dragon, 94. Maybe it's like Jurassic Park, the game by Telltale. The game is considered soft canon. No, it's not. It's not. That's considered zero canon. Not any bits of canon. I honestly don't. Maybe big haircut. I can't talk without reading these comments and just start cracking up. The one with the pompadour, pompadour? What am I saying right now? This is what I'm doing. I'm live streaming and constantly messing up. Genozoic artist, all right. So, Tal. Wait, what? Tal, contributor to the Jurassic Park podcast. Never seen this before. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Anyway. Oh, yeah. So Genozoic Artist says, give or take a little time for ads, I guess. But I have mine already queued up here, so I'm not seeing any ads. But I don't think they're not going to be ads in the middle of these. So these are very, very short videos, so there shouldn't be any pop-ups, in the middle. But let's do it, guys. Let's go ahead and watch these things. Let's pull up the first one. Like I said, A Rising Tide. I have no idea what I was talking about a few minutes ago, so let's just go into the video. All right, let's do it. 3, 2, 1, play. All right, here we go. We got this great. Oh crap. I should probably not have the music playing. I'm gonna pause it. Start over. I gotta turn off that. Go back, just scrub it back just 5 seconds, and we'll start. I didn't realize I had all the music on here. All right, so going back. Tal is a busy dino boy. You are. You're very busy. All right, let's do this one more time, guys. One more time. Sorry about that. That's the first time. We've gotten through 6 films here, and that is the first one we mess up on a motion comic. All right. Sorry. All right, let's do this again. Ready? Here we go. Get your things ready. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1, play. All right. So we got this nice little cover here. A Rising Tide pops up. Very generic. Um, Humans and dinosaurs are now going to be forced to coexist. These creatures were here before us, and if we're not careful, they're going to be here after. Dr. Ian Malcolm. I like that. I like that inclusion there. I got to turn this down. Dire warning. So I like this stuff that's like showing what's happening here. The dinosaurs, save the dinosaurs. Um, so I'm so confused on the timeline here. Very confused on the timeline. I like this. I like seeing that this chaos here. This is very cool. Dislike this. So, an issue I'm having here is the recording quality. Now, you're probably not getting that over me talking, but I don't know what's going on with the audio quality on those voices. Love the Jaws shirt, though. So, there's a Mosasaurus in the back. I like that. I like seeing more from that sequence. But actually, we're not really getting more. That's about it. It's the same. It's like the same shortness of the sequence from the movie. Would have liked more to see like what happened there instead of a guy going, it was, and then just leaving. It was a Mosasaurus. They got that story ready to go, talking about Jurassic World, the park, showing that this thing went 5,000 miles to Hawaii. That's cool. That's pretty cool. Really dislike the facial drawings here. They're just not doing it for me. I don't know what's going on here. So this one is nearly almost over. Love this though. I love that they're including the family here. Who holds a phone like that though? This lady's driving all over the road. So, if you guys haven't seen a motion comic before, that's what it is. To be continued right there. I don't know. I just don't love. So, all right, I'm pausing mine. I'm turning that off. And I just don't love that. I think, like I was saying, and I don't know if you guys really heard it as we were rewatching that, but the audio quality during those, like the voice acting is very odd. And there's times where it almost sounds like they maybe just used like one actor to do like multiple like men's voices, and they just pitched it up a tad because there's some weird modulation going on with the voices, and I don't understand it. I wish there was some kind of answer to that. And also, one thing that I noticed was it literally sounds like everybody was like, "Oh no, a dinosaur's coming." Okay. And that's how they recorded their audio into maybe like a phone or something, because the quality is very weird. I don't know why that was the case. They could have certainly set up a mic somewhere, but maybe they did. Maybe they did. It just didn't come out that way. So that really bugs me as somebody who deals in. I'm just rewatching myself hold up the phone. As somebody who deals in audio quality and producing a what I hope is a good show for you guys. I know this is a little odd, but what I think is a decent show for the podcast. It makes me question what's going on behind the scenes with this motion comic. The audio quality was just really, really poor. The best thing about the audio was the tracks from the film. So that's something they couldn't really help because those tracks are just good as they are. I just want to shout out here, Forever Malone. Thank you so much for the super chat. It says, thank you for sacrificing. Sorry, I can't read. Thank you for your sacrifice in rewatching. I very much appreciate that, Forever Malone. That is great. Yeah, and it's a sacrifice, but I think, we have to talk about these things, these everything Jurassic. I like to talk about it, and I like to know what you all think. So yeah, that thing is just all over the place. Like I said, I would have liked to have seen a bit more of what happened with the Mosasaurus instead of a guy just like looking like really like messed up in the face than just being like, I don't know it just really wasn't like focused very much. And I don't know. I'm just not into it. I think once we get to the next one, we'll start to see a little bit of the differences between what makes this next one a little bit better, to be honest. What do you guys think about that one? What did you think? What I do like is, and I've said this time and time again, and we talked a lot about it in the last episode with Battle at Big Rock. I love the fact that a reporter is getting involved and it becomes her story, and it's something that she follows and continues to follow. So I really do appreciate that. Yeah. And one thing that I found interesting is like, this is a motion comic, but there's no sense of urgency in this one. It's just kind of like very slow paced shots on their faces, not really any kind of action to speak of, and not necessarily just action like, battles or things playing out on screen, but action in terms of movement and dialogue and all this stuff moving around, from shot to shot. That didn't really happen. But yeah, Jurassic Dave says, that was a thing. Yeah. That was a thing. And Traveling Clat says, is it just me, or did the Mosey look a little strange? Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the artwork in this is a little strange. And like I'm saying, this doesn't really give off the quality of a comic just yet. In the next episode, I think it does, if I remember correctly. But this one specifically does not really remind me of a comic. It just looks like they manipulated these, like they only have like a few pivot points on these characters, and it's very odd. I didn't really appreciate like what they were doing and how they were moving. But that's just kind of being, I guess, technical about it. Jay, maybe as an artist, could talk a little bit about that in the chat. But yeah, and Genozoic Artist says, I agree. No urgency. It feels incredibly passive. Yeah. Yeah, so Dilly Dilophosaur says, having watched so many typos, motion comics, it says, before, definitely set my expectations to a level I was able to enjoy these more. Yeah, I mean, it's good that your expectations were at a level, but I feel like, I've seen plenty of motion comics, but this one just really, from the audio issues and stuff like that, and one thing I've noticed throughout these things is, in terms of the editing, they have the actors say, oh my gosh, a Mosasaurus is coming. And then what they wanted to do in the editing was say, oh my gosh, a Mosasaurus, and then cut it off. Instead of doing the acting to cut off their words, they cut it off with the editing. And it sounds very odd to have a word just drop instead of saying, oh my God, the Mosasaurus, like you're getting interrupted. Now, that was not a line in the thing, but just as an example. Yeah, so Saika, sorry, I'm sorry if I've been mispronouncing your name all this time, but that's typical of me. He says here, the dinosaur art looks like traced promotional renders. Yeah, I agree. Throughout these motion comics, they do tend to look exactly like promotional materials. So yeah, you're right there, dude. Let's see. Yeah, and let's see here. Tame the Dragon says, I agree. You can hear it in the last one when the reporter lady is shouting. It's as if she's screaming into a box. Yeah. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. It seems odd. So why don't we go ahead and queue up the next one here. And yeah, Corey says, I may have been more understanding of all of these had they been made and come out during quarantine. Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. But for something that is a professional creation, I just expected a little bit more. And my watch sound is on, so that's great. But I just really expected just a little bit more professionalism. So I don't know what the issue was specifically. Was it lack of funding? Was there not enough money behind this project? I don't know. I mean, it still shouldn't sound like that, because not to say that our productions are loads better or anything, but we've done live productions, or recorded productions like this, and our buddy Arjun Boss has done those, and we've done some for like Halloween and stuff like that, and they sound pretty good. So I don't know what happened here. Let's go ahead and move on to the second one. And as far as that time, I'm going to interrupt myself again. As far as that timeline goes, there's people, not rioting, picketing out there. Save the dinos, save the dinos, save the dinos. So that gives me that feeling that this is like right as Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is happening, because we have that whole Malcolm dialogue and stuff like that from the court, or the Supreme Court or whatever he was at. So people are still in the thick of it, not really understanding what's going on with the volcano and all that good stuff, I guess. But the timeline is very odd, because we don't see that Mosasaurus until after, after the pretty much the full Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, plays out. So what is that? I don't really know what the timeline, and it's going to get a lot trickier too. So let's go ahead, move on to the next one here. So we've got Dinosaur Crossing, which is the motion comic number 2. This one is 2 minutes and 50 seconds. So if you guys are ready, I'm going to go ahead and go into the second motion comic. So this one, I think, is a good step up. So we are ready to go. So just kind of waiting for you guys to pull it up. Hopefully you got it. All right, so I want to pronounce this. Siaka. Okay, all right. I'm so sorry that I've most likely not been saying that. Siaka. Aka, right? Okay. So sorry about that. All right. Let's go ahead and do this. I've pulled it up. We're going to count it down right now. 3, 2, 1, play. Dinosaur Crossing. I like this intro and the music. This episode's pretty cool. So you got the family. I like that the dinosaur sightings and stuff are trickling in. This is pretty cool. You got the compies flying for some reason in the window. And then you got pteranodons. I love this national state of emergency broadcast thing. People start freaking out about these dinosaurs out in the wild. And I like that the kids are like getting invested in this. This is cool. This is really cool. But the mom, as probably a parent would be like, okay, this is probably not a good thing. But the dad's like, nah, man, I got you, kid. I got you, dude. I'm going to show you all these dinosaurs. See you later. See you, Dad. You're the cool one. So dad gets a call. He is a U.S. Department of Wildlife here. So I think that is perfect. And I've talked about that plenty before. The fact that you've got a reporter and now you've got a wildlife person. This is really great for covering stories. Simple issue. His truck gets stuck. So this one, you can sense the urgency a lot more in this one. The comic is moving. It's from shot to shot to shot. I love that. It really feels like you're reading a comic. And of course, this is our first herbivore battle in Jurassic. That is incredible. I'm feeling that sense of urgency. These panels switching is really doing it for me. And I like that what I thought was a broken horn. It's not. It's just a weird angle. But yes, these motions are repetitive and stuff like that for these dinosaurs. But I'm still feeling it with that music and this battle. This is awesome. That is really cool. I'm liking that. It just missed getting stepped on there. I like it. I like it. So I love seeing I actually really do. And you saw it in the last one as well. You've got the mirror shots, which you just see their eyes reacting. I think that's really cool. And good use of motion in the comic panel itself with that truck going away. That is really actually pretty cool. So right off the bat, this just feels completely different. So episode number 2, I think nailed it. I really think it nailed it. I thought that one was really, really awesome. And I forget who pointed it out before. I forget. I'm sorry. Somebody pointed out that they feel like just like, painted over renders of, marketing materials and stuff like that. And I could say definitely that really seems like the case here as well. And I had no issues with the characters. Of course, there was a lot less dialogue and stuff like that to push you forward. They actually just they just showed you a story, and that was it. It was really cool. So, yeah, let's talk about some cool stuff. So that fight was awesome. I really, really loved that Ankylosaurus Triceratops fight. Really awesome. Loved the herbivores fight. The first one that we've ever seen from a Jurassic franchise, right? There's no other instances I can think of, right? That they've actually like gone head to head. That's pretty cool. And I really did. I like that sense of urgency. So at this point in time, we definitely know that we are post Fallen Kingdom, right? So that first one, you can kind of, it's a little iffy because the Mosasaurus was out, as far as we know, about 3 months after Jurassic World. After that, the fall of Jurassic World, apparently that whole place turned to crap really quickly, and the Mosasaurus got out, when they tried to get that bone. And that is apparently, as far as I know, about like give or take 3 months, I think. So then Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom happens, and now we see that, dinosaurs are all over the place. You've got compies flying out of somebody's window. I don't know what's happening there. So that's a little odd, but I'm not going to like stick them to it because the art is a little off, but I didn't mind that too much. Not like the faces and the weird stuff from the first one. I thought they were cute. Little compies jumping around outside. Then of course you had the pteranodons. I like that. The guy's like, what? Pteranodons? Spitting out his water as he's in an airplane. But that sense of urgency was definitely there. And I really, really appreciated that. That was really cool to see that national emergency like alert. It really builds up this this outbreak from the Lockwood estate. Like now I'm feeling a little bit more nervous because, they're causing trees to fall on the road, and now cars are going to get stuck and battles are going to break out in the middle of the road. That's pretty cool stuff. Now there wasn't really a ton outside of that. It was just literally like the kids being like, I want to see a dinosaur. Mom's like, no, you can't. And the dad's like, yeah, let's. I don't know why they're playing like that typical trope, but yeah. So it was fun though. It was a cute little episode. I liked it a lot more. They definitely, fixed a lot of the issues, but I think some of those issues were just there's no reason to talk about them because there wasn't a ton of dialogue and stuff like that. So they did what they could in this one. What do you guys think about this one specifically? Genozog Artist goes back and says, does the reporter look like Zara? Is it just me? Yeah, I think you're on the money there. It kind of does look like her. Ryson says Fallen Kingdom music. Definitely like that. Dilly Dilophosaur says we need to see more herbivores doing stuff. Yeah, I agree. I think that's pretty awesome to see. We've got carnivores and herbivores. Herbivores are typically just like the nice guys, and then the carnivores are typically the bad guys. Now there's some exceptions here and there, but somebody, I forget who pointed it out, maybe it was you on Twitter, but that excitement you got from the Triceratops just smashing stuff in the Lost World, you don't really get that throughout the rest of the series. So, it was cool to see like a scary moment here with some herbivores. So that's pretty cool. Benny's wondering how a Trike versus Nasuto or Sino would go. I mean, I don't know. That would be pretty interesting to see. I like the difference though here, with the Ankylosaurus has got its own traits and then Triceratops has its own. So it could be cool or, to see that in live action for sure. Oh no, I just lost my page. Hold on. Got to come back. I swiped away for a second. My bad. Flying compies. If only the fight was in live action. Yeah, I mean, that would be nice. Like I said, I really hope we get some sort of live action, herbivore fight. That would be pretty cool. The herbivores are essentially just like I said, the friends and the good guys. So you get to see them gracefully walking by, but to see them like actually do some destruction is pretty cool. Yeah, so Tal is pointing out the views. Now, I think you came in a little bit late, but I pointed that out earlier. It's like the first one is up here, the second one drops considerably, the third one goes up all the way up here, and then the fourth one is just like all the way down at the bottom again. So I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with these views. Whether they, marketed them differently. There wasn't zero marketing as far as, letting people know. It was literally like, let's just tweet this out, and that's it. And 1 million views. I mean, that's on the third one, which we're gonna get to in a second here. I mean, that's great, but that's not really, I'd love to see more. And I think even Battle at Big Rock only has like 6 million, which is great, but like, we were watching like videos for my son today, and there was one that was like 300 something million, and it was like a kid's video with like lollipops, and you're like, what? So in the grand scheme of things, that is pretty much nothing. I have some videos that are higher than that, so all right, let's go ahead and move on to the third one. Jurassic Dave says, kids like them some T-Rex. Kids do like them some T-Rex. And we've got a T-Rex coming up in this next one. So this one is called The Roar That Rules It All. And this one is motion comic number 3. This one is 3 minutes and 33 seconds, a little bit longer than the last one. And this is the one that has 1 million views. That's awesome. That is fantastic. Here's a description. The king of the savannah gets dethroned by an unlikely guest at a local zoo, at the local zoo's lion habitat. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and hit the play button on this video here. So counting it down, we've got 3, 2, 1, play. The roar that rules it all. Here we go. Like that shot of the T-Rex. That's pretty good. So this is the one where we may or may not know an actress here in this one. Right here. You got some typical zoo stuff. Nothing too crazy. I got to load up those tranks a little bit. But no, there's something much bigger here. And this is that shot, right? So I love this. Code Red. Isn't that a soda? It's a little bit slower. The urgency is not necessarily there in this one. Just yet, at least. I do like to see the zoo kind of like approaching this, from a realistic standpoint, like saying like, we got something going on here. Oh, that is awesome. That T-Rex shot is so killer. I love that, actually. See people pointing to the zoo. Get out this way. You get to see the reaction here from the police. And yes, sir. What was that voice? That modulation was crazy. So I love that. I actually really do appreciate this. It's not a lot of dinosaur stuff just yet. It's like showing how the zoo would react. So I'm actually kind of into that. That guy's got some Muldoon style shorts right there. And this is where it goes off the rails for me. I don't know what is happening right now. Why is there what is going on? Weird modulation. Got a bunch of choppers here. So that was crazy. Still going. Oh, stop wasting time. Oh my God. Going to Las Vegas. Okay. So we're back to some of that weird stuff. What it comes down to is I just don't like the news stuff. So, yeah. I don't know what's going on here, but the news, zero sense of urgency. Zero. That was cool, though. That Pteranodon going across the panel, that was actually pretty awesome. I do love that the Pteranodon's wings are outside of the panel. They're going across panels. That is really, really cool, for sure. The guy's dropping into a different panel. That is awesome. Yeah. Again, here we go. It just stops, drops to a halt here. To be continued. Dinosaur sightings around the world. So this one, man, I might have to hold this one open here for a minute because I just don't know what was going on in that T-Rex. Whatever happened. But yeah, really, let me know what do you guys think of episode 3, because I really want your reactions here, because this one's kind of up and down for me. I really like the zoo stuff. I think that's pretty cool to see these zoo, employees kind of reacting to the situation, and then you see, the police and everybody kind of show up there. That's pretty cool. And then when the T-Rex is there, there's some really cool panels. But that T-Rex stuff happens so quick. And I think they could have saved a little bit more time if they had taken some of those extremely awkward long pauses, which go back and watch after this is all done, when I'm not talking furiously over top of them. But that news segment had it was like this. It was like this. Ready? This just in. Oh, also the character's going like this for some odd reason. There's pteranodons, and it's like you could have wasted or cut out all that wasted time. I just don't understand the choices there. That's very odd. So the pace is decent at times, and then it just halts completely, and it's just focusing one shot on the reporter. And it's all that dialogue. I guess maybe there's a disconnect when it's just straight dialogue and you're just getting a report with zero motion from the mouth, except for that's it. So I just don't get it. And the T-Rex stuff. So I want to revisit that real quick on my own, but I'm very confused as to what happened there, and I've been vocal about that because that's the best you could do. Going back through your comments here, the roar that blinds them all. Oh man. Let's see here. What's a code red mean? I mean, probably that they have specific codes for when a dinosaur shows up in the park. No, it's just probably like, a broken down fence or something like that, because the T-Rex definitely took down the fence. The buildup is good, as Dilly Dilophosaur says. J Park Lover says, this simply why the issue has the most views of all 4 in the series, and I've said it's the best of the 4. So wait, you think this one's the best of the 4? Yeah, and Benny says the news stuff is so slow. Tall says, can we talk about how they just hit the T-Rex with a boulder? Yeah. Yes, please. We need to talk about this because I do not understand what happened there. Is it a boulder? Is it like some sort of mechanical thing covered up with a tarp? I don't know. I've always just said it's a block of concrete, and that's what I'm sticking to, because I don't know what is happening. If you guys still have it up, let's scrub back just a little bit. All right, so yeah, okay. So let's see. Yeah, it is a box with a tarp over it. So I don't know what is in that box. Zero indication. So what we do know is that whoever the U.S. Department of whatever that guy was a part of the department of, what was it? Wildlife? Yeah. They're able to call in some choppers, I guess, real quick. So I'm going to, let's see, 1:32. I'm going to 1 minute and 32 seconds. And I'm just going to go ahead and hit play so you guys can go ahead and watch play. Again, they're kind of looking scared. There's a bunch of choppers, 3 choppers, and one with a box. The box runs into Rexy, and then she snaps it a little bit, but then the box hits a mountain, and then the Rexy's running away. See if those birds can force it down into the ravine. I don't know what TIR systems are. Does anybody know what a TIR system is? I'm sorry if I'm screaming because this audio is so loud in my ears. What is a TIR system? Transport International Rotaries. I don't know. To move goods. Okay. What? Sorry, I'm just reading. The TIR convention establishes international customs to move goods in sealed vehicles or containers. So is it like, is that what that is? Is just some sort of sealed container that the guy's like, we need more sealed containers to hit this Rex. We gotta get it. We gotta get more sealed containers. What is happening? How can they scramble? There was like a bunch of helicopters out there. A lot of helicopters. 0 of them have guns. And I know I'm the big proponent of saying I don't want to play a Jurassic video game that has, me shooting a bunch of dinosaurs. I don't want that. But I'm saying if it happens, in the movie, whatever, that's what their choice is. But why is that not a thing? Why? I mean, they did it in Jurassic World with the Indominus, and of course it didn't work. They were terrible shots. But what just happened? There was a big box that they tried to hit the T-Rex with. We need more big boxes. I don't know. I legit do not know what happens there. And I wish I knew what was going on there. It really boggles my mind because what could have been a pretty cool sequence is just destroyed by a box. We need more boxes. Oh, God, it's so frustrating. Outside of that, like I said, I like the zoo stuff. I don't understand what's going on with the box. And then it slows down to a halt at the news stuff. And I do like the shots in between the news shots. So you got the person on camera. That stuff's really boring. And then it cuts in between the Pteranodon sequences. Pteranodon stuff is really awesome. And I believe somebody who pointed it out there, somebody said, Michael said, hey, it's the Pteranodons from Fallen Kingdom after the credits. Yeah, that's awesome. So we've kind of got, I guess, a little timeline here. Still don't really know for sure, I guess. But it's kind of in a linear fashion here. We've got, the Mosasaur, which would have probably been the first spotting. And then we'll get into some more details that are very confusing later, but now we're moving into the T-Rex and then the Pteranodons. So I'm into that. I think that's pretty cool. I like the Pteranodon stuff. I really love that. I thought that was pretty brutal. So yeah, what are you guys saying over here? Yeah, Dilly Dilophosaur says it has such amazing Jurassic-tastic build-up, but does not stick the landing. Caleb says, random dude being eaten on live news. Yeah, you mean the Pteranodon guy? He's just being mauled by the Pteranodons and dropped from the sky. Yeah, he did land in a fountain there. So Corey's right. He did land in a fountain. What am I saying? Oh God, I just like the T-Rex deserves a little bit better than a box. What is in the box? Sam. Yeah, and the T-Rex flew across that field. It just was out of there. And I like that very quick shot. That was cool, but it was gone. Rocks in a box. Is that what we're talking about here? We need more rocks in the box. You have any more rhymes, sir? No. Just bring more rocks. Why is that the go-to solution, though? That is so confusing. I hope in Dominion, it's like, Owen's like, you know what? He's like, you know what? We need to bring some experts down here who know how to deal with some dinosaurs that are loose. Well, I sound like a mix of like Mr. DNA and Owen. You know, a baby dinosaur. We need to get them some experts out here. I know one, Alan Grant. And Alan's like, what do you want? I'll get you a box of rocks. Really, really terrible. I don't know what's happening. Michael says the container is full. In this, I didn't even see this when I just started making that joke. The container is full of 4-inch Owen figures. Or is that 4 foot? I don't know. Whatever that one is. We need bigger, harder boxes over here, full of rocks. I'm just reading all your comments right now. You guys are going as crazy as I am. The T-Rex is Naruto running. Oh my God, you are so right. That T-Rex, which I thought is so weird looking, there's a shot of it running past that mountain after the helicopter hits the mountain. It's running past it, and it just is like just sprinting. It looks so hilarious with 0 arms. God. What is happening? Oh, God. Oh, gosh. I need some water here. Where did all my water go? I thought I filled that up. All right, so we should probably move on here to the last one. Oh, gosh. All right. Too much laughter there for that. That was crazy. All right. Moving on to the 4th one. This is where things are interesting to me. We come across the episode entitled Dinosaur Territory. I didn't mean to do this accent. Proceed with caution. All right. So this is Dinosaur Territory. It's got an Allosaurus right there. Let's go ahead and hit play. All right. So we're going to do that in 3, 2, 1, play. All right. Allosaurus, Dinosaur Territory, proceed with caution. Okay. Rebecca Ryan here. Big Rock National Park. Mike is straight up in the mouth. There's some urgency. Stuff is destroyed. Greg's camper is just demolished. I like this. I like this little battle. This is cool. Ooh, blood. She's not talking whatsoever. Well, now it's just weird that there's no mouth motion. What? Okay, the phone's ringing. Who could it be? I'll be right there in that hole in the tree. See, I love this. I love this tracking. This is cool. I can barely hear you because I'm in a metal box right now recording this audio. Weird audio modulation. Evacuate immediately. Like really deep. Why? Urgency. I like this though. I like the urgency here. Oh, That dad is freaking out now. Look at all that wind from the helicopter. Say it quieter, dude. Run. Ooh, whoa. Jeez. Allosaurus. Woo. Oh, and it kicked her? Or did she just somersault? Straight into the tree. All right, guys. I can't wait to find out what happens after all this. Grab the phone. Grab the phone. You can do it. Uh-oh, there's the Allosaurus. It's back. Oh, it smashed the phone. I do love this Allosaurus stuff. It's really cool. The way that they animated that is awesome. Ooh, and then you get this Jurassic Park introduction theme here. Boom. Interesting use. Very interesting. Very cool eye manipulation there. That's awesome. She's stuck in the tree. The end. The end. Of course. Of course it's the end. This, what? The end? I don't know. I give up. I give up. I've said some kind stuff about this. I really appreciate some of the stuff that they've done here. But the end? Man. I don't get it. I legit do not understand what happened here. The end. Wow. Okay. My head's gone. All right. The end. What do you guys think of this episode? Episode number 4, Dinosaur Territory. Okay. So, all right. So there's a few things that I do appreciate here in this one. We have some cool stuff. We finally get a version of the reporter that is pretty good, you know, despite the mouth not moving. That was, you know, I said the mouth being open was a little odd, but also the mouth being closed was definitely a weird choice, but it was better than it being open and being odd. But the stuff at the campsite was pretty cool. You know, that there was an incident at Big Rock National Park. You know, that's really cool. And then they kind of show like a flashback to that moment. You actually get to see the battle at Big Rock. And then the family calls and they are tracking the Allosaurus. That is really cool. That is awesome. I 100% dig that. So that is really cool to see, like, the motion of it. And they're like, you gotta get out. That guy's face was freaking out. He was, yo! I hope that's gonna be the I gotta, like, save that for the image for the YouTube video. Yo! Just me screaming. But yeah, the Allosaurus literally pulls a trike from the Lost World and just nails, like, that truck and just smashes it into a tree. But yeah, and then traps her in a tree hole. And then it says the end. The end. There's some really good stuff here, but the end. So I don't know. So when these were released in 4 subsequent weeks, I believe. So it was like on Fridays or something, you would get a new episode, and they were pretty, standardly like around noon or something. And then the next, this one came out. Why is my background is a little weird here? There is a little gray. This one came out, and I'm kind of into it. I'm into the fact that, like, this Allosaurus is back from Battle at Big Rock. So Battle at Big Rock happened, and then this report happened, and then, it traps her in the tree. And then that is the biggest cliffhanger of an episode. And then it says the end. That is, like, I don't know if, the funding ran out, or they decided we're going to cut our losses here. I mean, the episode before this was 1 million views, so that's not bad. They should be able to keep going based off of that. This one was 200-something thousand, I believe, right? Yeah, 259. So they had that produced before this came out, and I guess at that point they're just like, well, our second episode was like 100K, and then the third one, which we already wrapped it up at that point, and we put the end at the end of this video, and then didn't release it for 2 more weeks. But the fact that it's just over is very confusing. I don't know. There's so much story that could have been told after that. But yeah, what happened there? So one thing that's always confused me is Colin Trevorrow has said that Battle at Big Rock is the first major dinosaur incident, I believe, something along those lines. Don't quote me exactly, but it was something along the lines of the first major dinosaur interaction incident with dinosaurs and humans. Okay, so Battle at Big Rock came after 3 episodes into this. So if you were to watch them in order, I guess you would watch Fallen Kingdom, which we didn't do this all in order, I guess. But you watch Fallen Kingdom, then you watch episodes of the Motion Comics 1, 2, and 3. Then you'd watch Battle at Big Rock, and then you'd watch this episode, number 4. Even that doesn't really work because all that stuff at the end of Fallen Kingdom kind of throws it all off. But so how is that the first major interaction when all this other stuff has happened? You had a Mosasaurus, which we saw at the end of Fallen Kingdom. Then you had the T-Rex, which we saw at the end of Fallen Kingdom. How is that not a major interaction? I'm confused. I am very confused what's going on there. And then I don't know. I just don't understand. What do you guys think? What do you think about this? I'm over it. Tal says, "Oh my God." Sayaka says, "Walking with dinosaur sound effects instead of Jurassic World." I didn't really pay attention, I guess, too much to that. I'll have to take a listen next time, if there is one. Let's see. Yeah, it's definitely meant to be the Battle at Big Rock one, for sure. I know Titan says this owl doesn't look like the Battle at Big Rock one, but it's supposed to be. Let's see here. Tal says the Allosaurus looks amazing. I agree. I think that Allosaurus looks really cool in this episode, and specifically the way that it's animated. I think it looks really awesome, and really there's a lot of motion to it. It looks really cool. I believe that's Lewis. It says, I really love the ending of this episode. So do you mean when it says the end? Or do you mean like it leading up to the ending? Like, because I agree. The lead up to that ending is pretty darn cool. It's just that ending is atrocious. And Caleb, yes, that is definitely a cool use of the music. Throughout all of these motion comics, I think there's pretty good use of the music. It's kind of you can't really help it though. So I don't know if I could say that's like a plus, because if you put that music behind me talking right now, it would probably sound pretty cool. And this is not very cool. Sorry, I'm probably wasting all of your times. But yeah, J Park Lover says not the end to me. Yeah. And Benny says, "Yo, she's dead." And Samantha, yes, that is how they leave it. That is it. What happened? Yeah, Jay's like, the end. Please go watch Jurassic World Dominion. But like, that's not going to be continued. Now, we do know that, they are working on, or supposedly working on a live action show. And we've talked about this. We had conversations here on the live stream before about that live action show. And maybe that's what this is. Maybe this is the lead-in. Very poor lead-in, but this could be a lead-in to that. And I think that is perfect. A very perfect show. And that is exactly the way that this should be utilized. Yeah, Sam says the aloe is cool. Caleb says pointless ending. Michael says she's dead. Dilly Dolphosaur says poorly executed. Um, Also, I want to get your ratings. So if you, I don't really love rating things, but if you had to rate this like letter grades or from 1 to 10, what would you rate this? Let's go with a 1 to 10. That's kind of a little bit more standardized, I guess. 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. Where would you rank this? And, what is your rating for it? Caleb, no, I do not have any merch from the motion comics. I sat down here right when I was about to start, and I looked to my right because that's usually where all my merch is, and I'm like, oh, I have no merch for this. So no, I do not have any merch. Yeah, everybody seems to be in agreement that the Allosaurus was pretty cool. Yeah. Lots of love for the Allosaurus. Caleb says, imagine the final shot of Jurassic Park being Tim and Lex in the Jurassic Park Explorer. That's what this is like. That's it. It just ends right there. Just the T-Rex knocks it over, and then the end. Do 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 do. It's just the credits roll. That's exactly what has happened here. So this is certainly set up to be. There should have been another part, right? Am I wrong in thinking that there was definitely another part? I mean, sure, this could be this series part 1. Maybe there is another follow-up. But the fact that there's zero information released about this is very odd. So to say the end and then never give a follow-up as to come back in 3 more months and we'll have episode 5, or season 2, that never happened. So we don't know. We're just kind of left hanging and criticizing. So I don't know I just don't know. There was no press releases. There was no information about these. Nobody has ever talked about them, probably on purpose. Charity, yeah. The reporter looked like she was enjoying the microphone as if it was an ice cream cone. Yeah, that was just like, that should be the screenshot, Why do I do these things? Tree holes and coffee. The end. Yeah. Yeah, the end. But like, I would love to know, how did she get out of that? Would it have been a repeat of Battle at Big Rock? Is the Nasutoceratops still there? Like, are they just hanging out around the corner? Like, or would this been the moment where like the T-Rex comes out of nowhere? Like, that would have been pretty cool. The T-Rex is sprinting, Naruto running into the woods, right into Battle. It's not Battle. It's just Big Rock National Park. Battle National Park. So Tame the Dragon points out something interesting. It's not the same Battle at Big Rock Allo because it didn't have a bad eye from a crossbow arrow. And 2, it's the younger version from Fallen Kingdom. I still don't think so. But I mean, it is an interesting point about the crossbow arrows. So if I'm looking at it here, yeah, there's no crossbow, damage or anything. I don't necessarily think it was a straight up eye shot. I think it was in the nose or something, right? But yeah, it is interesting. It does look like more of the juvenile iteration, I guess you could say. But yeah. Yeah, Corey says, sad news to update here. JP now ends at the shot of Rexy biting through the fence. The Lost World ends right as you hear the roar from the high hide. And JP3... JP3 was never made. Oh. This is all traversing down some Tom Fishenden territory where he thought about this past week where, like, what if the Lost World just ended with the T-Rex captured and then you never knew where it went? But we all knew it was going to San Diego. Oh, I just skipped ahead really far by mistake. Yeah, everybody's just like, that lady's definitely dead. I mean, I don't think so. I don't think that they would leave it like that. Like if she was meant to die there, I really think that there was probably a part 5, but they just said, it's not worth it. It's not worth it anymore. You know, we're gonna cut our losses and just stop producing these. Um, yeah. All right. So here are the rankings that you guys have given it. Wait, what is going on here with these rankings? I'm very confused, Dilly Delofisor. Oh, okay. All right, you're ranking them individually. I didn't mean that, but I just meant like as a whole. But we'll go through because I was like, do you mean 1 to 5 out of 10? I'm gonna give this a 1 to 5, but no, you meant episode number 1. You're giving that a 5 out of 10. Episode number 2, 8 out of 10. Yeah, Sayaka says I'm not too biased to rate anything properly. Yeah, I mean, I just don't like rating things too much in general. I just think it's kind of arbitrary. But here is kind of an interest. I just wanted to see like what your takeaway from this is. Blake says a 6. Tal says a solid 7. Okay. Number 3 from Dilly Delofisor is 6 out of 10. Benny says could have been worse. 5 out of 10. Sayaka says 6. Dilly Delofisor says number 4 is 7 out of 10. Whatever that averages out to. Caleb says 6 out of 10 because the music was well done. Charity says 3. Jurassic Expert, 6 out of 10. The art looks nice, and it was cool to see a return of comic style to the Jurassic World canon. Okay, so you guys are pretty, kind, I think, overall. Corey says, I'd rank JP3 a 5 out of 10. And I think this is below that, so 4 out of 10. Everybody just saying she's dead. The end. Sam says the end meant her end. Yeah. That is so brutal, though. Like, she's got a family, and they just warned her, and then the T-Rex or the Allosaurus is just gonna get her. Ah, yeah. Tame the Dragon asks, I know this isn't exactly related, but why is Jurassic Park the game considered zero canon? Didn't Clayton Fioriti do a video on it, and didn't Controverro say the events of it were soft canon? Yeah, that's because soft canon is not a thing. It's literally not a thing. It's a term that he made up. It doesn't mean anything. It means 0 things. When it comes to canon, you have things that are canon and then things that are not canon. There's really no in between. You can't pick and choose your canon. I mean, you could personally, like headcanon, if you wanted to do that. Headcanon is not any level of canon. There's no levels to me. It's just canon and not canon. That's not a level. That's just not canon. So in terms of Jurassic Park, the game, the second that the T-Rex smashes through the visitor center doorway, it's no longer canon because the visitor center in Jurassic World is not smashed apart. So sure, in your headcanon, you can kind of pick and choose like, oh, I like this part, I like that part, but it just didn't happen. It's not, nobody's ever, you can't pick and choose. There's nothing from those that are taken outside of, I guess, the volcano, but like, it still doesn't make it canon. And Colin recently said about the live tour too, which I really hate that he did that. He said the fact that the live tour is considered soft canon, but there's nothing in there that breaks canon, so there's no reason to call it soft canon. It should be just canon, and as far as the creators are concerned, it is just canon. Now, like I said, we've heard 0 things about what this is, the motion comics. Nothing from nobody, from anybody out there. Nobody has said anything. So I don't know what it is. And it's definitely not canon in my book. But until somebody tells me otherwise, then I'll maybe start believing it's canon. But I do like some of the stuff that you can take away here. Oh, Kat Decker is here, and she says, I think it was 6 out of 10. Don't overthink it. It's just a general feeling about the world, not a linear timeline. Don't overthink it. What do you think we do here? We overthink everything. We've gone way over 200 episodes talking about 5 movies. We overthink everything. Yeah, Jurassic Ost says, I consider the live tour 100% canon. Yeah, me too. And J Park Lover says, I don't see any problem of the live show not being canon to the films. Yeah, I mean, there's 0 things in that you would look at that and be like, oh, ooh, that happened, so I can't really consider that canon. I guess you could say the same thing about this, Jurassic, the motion comics. There is nothing that I can tell that is breaking like the canonical timeline or anything like that. There's nothing in there that you're like, ooh, that kind of messed up the canon a little bit. Everything's fine because this kind of strays away from everything and kind of shows you what happens afterwards. So everything's fine there. But yeah, soft canon is just not a thing. It's just if you try to Google soft canon, you don't really come up with any kind of results. And trust me, I've done it. Like, and it just nothing. Like, sure, the canon photography, like the picture stuff, comes up a lot more, but it's just impossible. Soft canon. Yeah, there's one thing here, and it's not even a thing. It just says noun. Soft canon. Uncountable. Oh! Who did this? Secondary material such as official novels based on a television series that may or may not be regarded as canon. That's not saying anything. That's just saying not canon. Okay. Enough of the not canon stuff. Let's see. So, all right. So I've talked about this plenty as well, but I love the story of the reporter and the what do you call it? The wildlife guy, the guy from the Department of Wildlife. I don't know what they do, but like, do they call in choppers? Give me a bunch of rocks. Oh gosh. Yeah, I don't know. I do love that though, and that is literally like honestly, I say it all the time just because I'm like, we're on the same page here. Something is going right, or maybe somebody hurt us. Not, toot my own horn too much, but like the fact that like during that first, I think it was the first live stream of Battle at Big Rock, literally as it happened in real time back in September of last year. Yeah. When that happened, I said that would be cool to see a reporter, if maybe the woman in that was a reporter and then the man was a cryptozoologist. That's what I said. And it turns out that you've got a reporter here and then a wildlife. So it's kind of similar, things. And exactly what I said is like, you've got this guy tracking down the dinosaurs and you've got her reporting on it. That is perfect. I love that. That is a perfect synopsis for a television show. So maybe, like I said, maybe this is kind of a lead in. And like I said, it's an unfortunate lead in because it didn't really pull the numbers or do all that well. It was not very well received. But what are you going to do, I guess? But I would love to see that. I think that would be really awesome to see an ongoing story about a reporter and somebody who can track these things. So you got 2 people that can track them. The reporter is tracking down leads as far as stories go, and the other person is tracking down, the information about the dinosaur and how we can figure out where it's going to go next and all this cool stuff. So I would love to see that. And then reporting on all those instances that happen. I would love to see that happen here. Like, these are cool characters. I would like that switched out, though, to the Battle at Big Rock characters. So, honestly, let's just erase these. Let's just take them down. Take them off YouTube and then go with that story. Let the people from Battle at Big Rock be the reporter and the wildlife person, and let them go out and track down all these things. That would be really cool. So I want to look up something here just based off of the episodes that we just watched. I want to see what are like the ratings here. Now they're all playing, of course, but I pulled them back up here. So we're going to go from number 1. I just want to see what the likes are. We've got Rising Tide. So like I said, this is 984,000. It's got 6.6 thousand likes and only 151 dislikes. That's very surprising. So people are into it, I guess. The second one, Dinosaur Crossing, way lower, 177,000 views, like I said. You've got 5.6 likes and 154 dislikes. Number 3 was The Roar That Rules It All. 1 million views. You got 7.6 thousand likes and 362 negative dislikes. So that's a bit down, but also way more views. And then the fourth one, Dinosaur Territory, Proceed with Caution. You got 259 views and 6.1 thousand likes and 220 dislikes. So yeah, there's nothing too telling there outside of the fact that maybe a lot of people like these things. Or maybe people just felt indifferent because it doesn't add up to the amount of views or anything, but, interesting. So, I don't know. I hope you appreciated my analysis, I guess, of what happened here. I just don't know what to think. I think this could have been done a little bit better, and I didn't really touch on all the audio issues and stuff like that throughout the episodes too much, just specifically in that first one. But if you literally, listen back to some of those episodes again, listen to the dialogue and the editing of this, and try to take note of how you can make that better. Like I said, the newscasts could have been tightened up so much instead of going, "This just in. Over to you," and then it just cuts over to somebody who takes 45 seconds to start talking. I really don't know why they didn't cut those parts out, make this a little bit snappier, and also the audio issues as far as where were these recorded? Were they recorded in a booth? I would love to know some more insight about that. Or were they just recorded however you can record, which is kind of unfortunate because it sounds like that. So, again, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more effort put behind these. This is not offense to, like, the people that worked on it. It's hard to criticize it too much because you don't really know what happened behind the scenes. Like I said, if there was not enough money in this, maybe it turned out the way it did. But again, there doesn't have to be money behind something to make it sound good. There's plenty of productions that have zero money behind them and sound good. So I don't really know what the issue was. Was it rushed? Was there no time to do this? What is the reason for the issues? Why was it so long after? I guess it had to fall after Battle at Big Rock, but why not time it so the first 3 episodes came out the 3 weeks before Battle at Big Rock? The end of August into the beginning of September, Battle at Big Rock comes out, and then you air the next one after that. Keep that momentum going. But no. And Sayaka says, "We got brutally honest Brad today." Yeah, you're right. I'm rarely negative about Jurassic content. I think for the most part, it's all pretty good. There's some issues here and there, certainly. But I think overall, there's nothing really too big to report on and say that, oh, that was not good. This was really terrible. At least in my book. I'm always pretty optimistic. I'm pretty positive about a lot of stuff. I always like to find the good in things. And I tried to do that here. And I think we did. I think we pulled out a lot of the good stuff. But it's just the negative really outshines it here. And I think we need to be honest about this. I think we need to say that this could have been better. There could have been a lot more behind this, and it could have been a lot cooler. And refocus those tools to do something cool, because we don't get a lot of stuff. We really don't. We've gotten 5 films. We've gotten Battle at Big Rock. Comic books have been rumored and canceled. We never see those, as far as canonical. Jurassic World Live Tour, great. Love it. Unfortunately, it's not happening. and who knows what the future holds for that. Video games are kind of sparse, so the content that we're getting for Jurassic is very, very minimal. Of course, yeah, you do have like the Alexa, which maybe we should do that. No, I don't know. That's a whole different thing. That would be way too long, probably. But there's the Alexa Jurassic World Revealed choose your own adventure, I guess, story game kind of thing. But yeah, as far as material, canonical, or whatever, we just don't get a lot. And I like to try to be positive about everything, but I really couldn't. And I feel like if they just retooled this just a little bit, gave it a little bit more time, released it, in some sort of official capacity outside of just saying, here it is, go watch part 1, it would have been cool. And yes, there's some cool moments, but not enough for me. So yeah, this is something that it doesn't do enough to solidify itself. It does more to say, we don't need it. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't do enough to say, this matters. We need this in our lives. And this is part of the discussion, the official discussion. If you listen to the podcast, the only time this ever comes up is the fact that they were bad. And I hate that. I really dislike that. But there's no reason to discuss them. It doesn't give you any reason. Battle at Big Rock gives you a reason to discuss them, to discuss that. This does not. So, yeah. It's annoying, but here we are. So what are you guys saying over in the chat? I've been like on a monologue over there, soliloquy or something. I don't know. Is that what it is? I have no idea. So J Park Lover says, to me, canon is by media type: movie, book, comic, novelization, game, show. So you have levels as far as those are considered. As far as, film series and franchises and stuff, like stuff like Star Wars, it doesn't matter what the media is. It's all canon, which is great. I love that. Jurassic is kind of a different story, and I've harped on canon plenty, but as I've said in all these live streams, the canon and the material that we see on screen is a bit of a mess. So overall, there is no real great thread of canon material. It's just kind of like, here's one film that does something, here's another film that does something, and then there's the Jurassic World trilogy that's kind of like its own thing, but ties into everything. But it's just all a little bit of a mess. Yeah, Kat Decker says the characters from Battle at Big Rock were awesome. Any chance they will be in Jurassic World 3? I don't think so. I don't know. We haven't heard anything about them. I did hear a rumor, but I don't know how true it is, that the what were the actors' names? It's been so long since I've thought about new Jurassic stuff. Mamoudou Athie and DeWanda Wise, I believe. They were cast in the film, and I did hear a rumor that they would be a couple. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know if that would be something that they transfer this kind of role to them or something. I don't know who they are in the movie, but it seems like they're going with these couples. You had the couple in Big Rock, you had this couple here, and maybe a couple in the next one. I think they're trying to keep that family aspect alive throughout this series. Sayaka says, I'm saying that right? I forget now. I got to write it down. It says, I like the concept of random dinosaur anthologies, but they really didn't do much with it. It's mostly dinosaurs we've seen before showing up and getting warded off. Yeah, that's fair. And I love the idea of multiple series, if we were to get more short films. And I said that last week, I believe. Kat says, what are we watching next week? I don't know. You guys got any suggestions? Genozoic Artist, what's up? What are we doing? I think you suggested this week's, right? So what are we doing next week? I guess we could take a stroll into the Lego territory, but I don't know. I don't know how fun that'll be for us, but we'll think about it. I'm not going to commit to anything just yet, but maybe we start watching other stuff on my other channel, since it's not Jurassic related. But Genozoic Artist says, I can't help but compare it to the Mattel Action Jurassic World toy shorts. They knew how to work within their medium. Yeah, those things are great. Those things are really good. They're a really high quality. So yeah. Siaka. Yeah, Siaka. Yeah, I got it. I'm still there. I'm good. Siaka. I'm gonna write that down. I don't have a pen. All right. I'm writing it down. Okay. I got it. I'm writing your name down. Last Action Hero. The movie Jurassic Park killed. Oh, I love that movie so much. A movie that I know Jack Ewens likes to consider in his canon for some reason is Twister, which, I mean, sure, why not? I love that movie. It is one of my favorite movies ever. But you know, it just kind of has that Jurassic tone to it. But yeah, as far as canonical material, no, I don't think so. Kat says Lego is fine, better than nothing. We need our Monday night JP parties. I know, right? It feels like weird. Potentially winding down. I mean, I don't know. We've done this for 7 weeks now. Is that what this is? Oh. Ooh, that's kind of... Kat, I like where you're going. I like where you're going with that. That is a good idea. I might be committing. The only problem is I have to really like track down good versions, you know, so we'll have to find you know, a good quality of somebody who's ridden through the attraction. So Kat requested, what about watching ride-throughs of the ride or ride at Universal Parks? So that is a pretty good idea. You have, you know, the Jurassic Park River Adventure in Orlando. We can take a look at the Raptor encounter down there as well. Pteranodon Flyers. We can look at the Jurassic World ride in Hollywood. Also Raptor encounter there. In Singapore, I believe you have... Singapore is the one with the river raft, I think. And that's, I think, a Lost World section. And then you have... There's another one. Japan maybe has something. I don't know. I got to look up all the other ones. But that could be pretty interesting to kind of run through the rides and see how they kind of fit into everything and how good or not good they are. Like Jurassic World, the ride, I think that would be a fun one to kind of pick apart and talk about. And then how they compared back to Jurassic Park, the ride. That could be fun. What do you guys think? Does that sound like a good idea? Tal asks, did I ever go on Twister, the ride in Orlando? No, I didn't. I'm very, very bummed about it. I'm wearing a King Kong Confrontation shirt right now. And that is one attraction, Twister. I never got on that one. I don't know how that happened. Oh, I do, because I didn't go from 1991. I think it didn't open in 91. I think I went like that year or 92. 90 or 91. I forget when it opened. But I went like right after opening in Orlando, and I went to Universal. Oh, I don't think it was there. But then I didn't go back to Universal Orlando until 2015. So it was a very long stretch. I don't know why. I just never got over there. Now I go several times a year. So I have a annual pass, so I go all the time. But I really missed out, and I've watched a lot of ride-throughs or walk-throughs of that attraction, and it looks like a lot of fun. But yeah, this has been a very fast 7 weeks. I just can't believe we watched through all the movies already. That is crazy. Caleb agrees. Watching the ride would be great. You know, we can do it. Charity says, yes, ride-alongs, let's do it. Blake Kendrick says, yeah. Yeah, I guess this is happening. Oh, yeah, that would be cool. Tilly DeLafasoir also points out the Triceratops encounter. That would be a fun one to track down as well, to watch a little bit of the Triceratops encounter. I feel like that episode, like this has kind of been like, let's pick apart and let's discuss like what's going on with these motion comics. I feel like us watching the rides would just be like, hey, let's just all chill. Let's just have a good time and watch these things together. Maybe we get some more people involved. I don't know. Yeah, I'm missing all those rides as well. It's a bummer. We'll get to them eventually. But yeah, I think that's about it, guys. What do you think? You think that's good enough? Is that it? Should we cut it off there? Bring in the music. It is playing, right? Yeah, it's playing. So yeah. Tame the Dragon asks, will we get a Battle at Big Rock Blu-ray release? No, we won't. But we will get Battle at Big Rock on the Jurassic World Dominion Blu-ray. That's as good as it's gonna get. That is confirmed by Colin. So yeah. And Caleb does say there are some great 4K ride-throughs of Orlando and Hollywood. Yeah, I agree. There's plenty out there. It's just I'll have to track down some good ones for all the attractions, and I'll put them all in the show notes so we can all watch the same ones, and that'll be fun. I'm actually really into that. You guys know, probably, maybe, I'm a huge theme park enthusiast. I have a theme park podcast myself. So, or not just myself, there's other people involved too. 3 other co-hosts, but Grim Grinning Hosts, go check out that one. But yeah, this has been fun, guys. Also, happy birthday again to Corey. Happy birthday, dude. He says good night, everybody, and thanks again for the birthday wishes. Y'all are the best community friends ever. Yeah, this is awesome. I like being able to do this during this odd period in all of our lives where we are all doing something very similar, just chilling, just hanging out. It's fun to at least semi-chat with you, non-verbally here. I'm just talking away, vomiting at the mouth, if you will, I guess. That's a great image, I know. Jurassic Oz making fun of me, Battle at Big Ray, thanks. Oh, gosh. Fun times in quarantine, as Sayaka says. I am researching, writing, looking at the... Yes, I said it right. Okay. Taking notes. Charity says, GGH, woo! We're recording tomorrow, so new episodes coming out. Yes. All right, so, guys... If you don't already, please go to JurassicParkPodcast.com, find all of our stuff over there, and of course, during this quarantine, find the hashtag Stay Safe, Stay Jurassic. Up at the top, there's a banner on the website. Click on that. Find a huge list of stuff put together by Tom Fishenden. You know him as Tom Jurassic on social media, everywhere else. He's that guy that is always everywhere. So I feel like he's on like pretty much almost every episode recently, and in the next coming weeks. But yeah, so that's Jurassic Park Podcast. I ran out of breath. JurassicParkPodcast.com. Also go to where I'm running out of brain. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Go listen to the podcast this week, guys. Caleb has an episode out this week. He did Jurassic Tracks. He did a track from Jurassic Park 3 called The Raptor Room. We also did I just did it last night. I can't remember. There's some news. We did news, and then we covered a I guess talk show thing that Colin Trevorrow was on, where he commented on Battle at Big Rock and very slightly on Jurassic World Dominion. So go check out that episode. That is number 233. You can find that on all podcasting platforms. Of course, follow us on Twitter at Jurassic Park Pod, on Instagram at Jurassic Park Podcast, and on Facebook, Jurassic Park Podcast. Just look for it. Join the Facebook group, though. I mean, you can like the page, whatever. That's good. But go to our Facebook group. Join up for the Jurassic Park Podcast community, where we just have a good time in there. There's a lot of good stuff in there. And also answer those 2 questions. I know people do not answer those questions sometimes, and then I just decline. So I apologize, but go ahead and answer those questions. It says it right there. Who is a contributor or host on the show, and who is an actor or actress or whoever from the Jurassic series. Go ahead and name some people. It's easy. I'm one. Brad. We had Caleb here. We had Tal here. Who else? Jay was here. Other community contributors. I don't know. I forget. But yeah, So thank you guys. This has been a blast. As I thought this would be, this was very wild. This was a wild one. And maybe I'm wired from all the coffee. I don't know. I'm not too sure. But thank you so much to Genozoic Artist. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Last minute thanks. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode here, this live watch party of Jurassic World Motion Comics. Peace out. I'll see you guys next time.